Hello, welcome to part 1 of our Ling Basics Guide. Reminder that this is game version 4.2. This first part will be essential tools, which will include essential moves, grabs, punishers, and basic combos. In part 2, we'll talk about common game plan elements and recommend players to watch, as well as cap it off with a character summary. For beginners, note the resource links in the video description below. I've included several you should check out, and be sure to at least learn notation so that you can follow along easier. Now let's talk about the somehow perennial teenager. As always, stance-related items will be saved for part 2. For Ling, this would mean AOP, back turn, and full crouch while standing. Note that Ling has a decently large move list, so we're going to save for the next section a bunch of moves that have transition properties, so if you don't see a move in the essentials list, it's likely we'll address it in part 2. Ling's jabs are mostly standard, if a little goofy looking, although she has a safe, delayable, splatting power mid for a third hit, giving her jabs some really nice cover. You can spam 1-2-1 all day with no real consequences. Her 1-down-2 is a common alternative since it's still a natural combo, it's high mid, and has the option to go back turn with huge plus frames. If the second hit connects counter hit, back turn back 3 is a combo by the way, and 1-down-2 doesn't jail so they can swing into it even after blocking the jab. 2-1 is similar, high mid, only -4 going to back turn, big plus frames on hit, although only a natural combo on counter hit. You can also stay front facing by holding pretty much any direction, so overall an effective set of options. 3 is an I-14 launcher. It is a high and also -11 on block, although because of its speed and the general shifty nature of Ling, you can get away with it a lot. Regardless, always have it ready as a punisher. Standing 4 is a safe I-11 counter hit launcher, pretty typical for a Magic 4, which is to say it's awesome and you'll be using it a lot. 4 slide 3 is a low crushing power mid, a little slow at I-23 but otherwise has great stats, -1 on block unless you go to AOP which makes it 0, has decent range, counter hit launches, and hits grounded. Don't abuse it, but given how evasive Ling is, it's a really solid pressure tool. 1+2 is a safe I-20 power mid, free 4 slide 3 on hit, so a really solid 45 damage or so, really common off of a sidestep since it's roughly the same speed as sidestep 4, which is a good high crushing low that launches on counter hit. 4-2-1-4 is a 3-hit string, I-16 mid starter, safe on block no matter where you stop, mostly common as combo filler since you can duck the second hit, but still useful on occasion since 4-2-1 is a natural combo and the last hit will splat. So if they're not patient, you can get some big damage from it. Forward 4 is a high homing launcher, +1 on block, I-19 which isn't terrible, but overall pretty much exactly what you'd want from a homing move without being broken. Down forward 1 is a safe I-14 mid poke, same move as from 2-1, so automatically goes back turn, but can stay front facing. 1 frame slower than your generic down forward 1, but so much better due to the range, the high crushing property, the big plus frames on hit, and the ability to go back turn. Plus weirdly good pushback on block. You'll be using this a lot. Down forward 2 slide 1 is your I-15 launcher, but don't sleep on just down forward 2. Safe I-15 mid with solid plus frames on hit, so it's a really simple, easy to use mid poke. Down forward 3 is a safe rangy power crush, free down 3 on hit. It's slow, high, and low reward, but it's her only power crush, so worth noting for that reason. Down forward 4 is a safe I-12 mid, nice +7 on hit, nothing fancy and suffers a little from crappy range, but still a nice super fast mid poke. Down 3 is a very quick, rangy, high crushing low poke, leaves her in full crouch, -12 on block which is good for a low, -3 on hit but has a second hit for cover. Down 3-4 does end high but they have to respect it, especially at the wall. Down 3-4 is also a natural combo on counter hit, so sometimes it's just worth it to try to catch them trying to jab out of the wall or something since you'll get huge damage if it hits. If they're not ducking down 3-4, you're going to have a field day since it's 0 on block. Generic toe kick, I-12 high crushing low with great tracking. As we always say, it's an amazing tool for controlling space and pace, so use often and really annoying to boot, which is very important for Ling. Down back 1 is a safe rangy knockdown splatting power mid. It's very hard for this not to hit as a clean hit, which greatly boosts the damage, so it's an incredibly simple and effective tool. Down back 2 is Ling's new scary season 4 low, +5 on hit and forces crouch, massive +18 G on counter hit, nice range, and tracks to her weak side, which is the right. Automatically goes to back turn, so at -8 on block, that's not good, but it's quick enough at I-18 that it accomplishes pretty much everything else you could possibly want. Down back 4 is another I-18 low, -12 on block, big +7 on hit, and a knockdown on counter hit from which you can launch, although the timing is tight for that, so be mindful. Nothing to abuse, but the more lows you can bring into play, the better. Back 3 is an I-18 high, automatically goes to back turn, plus 3 on block, plus 8 on hit, and a knockdown on counter hit for a free follow-up. Great overall tool, but also really good to get to back turn. Up forward 4 is a safe I-23 low crushing power mid, counter hit launches and can go to AOP, which still maintains the launch property. Orbitals are extremely powerful and hers is no different. Up forward 1+2 is a low crushing power mid, plus 3 on block, plus 7 on hit and a counter hit launch. A bit slow, but otherwise a great pressure tool and has the option to go back turn. You'll see this also a lot in Oki traps due to the crossover potential. Forward 1 is an I-15 mid, not great by itself, but has 3 string options. Forward 1 down goes into AOP at -5 on block, plus 6 on hit. Forward 1-3 is your safe but duckable knockdown splatting natural combo option. Forward 1-4 is your unsafe mid-ender and only a natural combo on counter hit. Forward 1-3 is big damage at the wall, otherwise it's just a matter of mixing up the string well to frustrate your opponent. Forward 3 is a rangy I-15 mid that goes automatically to back turn, tracks to her left, plus 6 on hit, plus 7 on counter hit, and turns them into a bad position. -5 on block, which normally isn't great for back turn, but thanks to range and pushback, she can space it to make it more or less unpunishable. Extremely annoying move. Forward 4 is an I-24 knockdown splatting power mid, plus 1 on block, but there is a just frame that you should learn to make it plus 5. Does suffer a little from tracking issues, but it's a simple, solid approach tool. Forward 1+2 is a safe double mid power combo, plus 5 on hit, forces crouch, and if just the second hit connects counter hit, it launches. Also another forward move of hers that tracks left, extremely powerful and easy to use. Ling's running 3 is one of the cheapest in the game. Big plus frames on block as you'd expect, but she goes automatically into AOP, so she either gets incredible stance pressure on block or a launch on hit. It does suffer from weak tracking, but otherwise incredible move that completes her already impressive approach kit. Ling's Rage Drive is a beefed up version of her back turn down 3-4. It jails, it's safe, and is a natural combo launcher. It greatly increases the scare factor of her back turn. The only real defense against it is to low parry or step if you're fast enough, but of course that opens them up to mids. Definitely considered one of the better Rage Drives in the game. From neutral, Ling is unfortunately missing a 1-break throw, so her throw game isn't complete. However, the good news is that if you land a grab, you'll get a really nice Oki position, since literally all her grabs give good Oki. Down forward 1+2, down forward 2+4, and forward 2+3 will also side switch on hit. On break, down forward 1+2 still side switches, and 2+4 will move you off axis, so at least you're a little bit away from the wall. Forward 2+3 is the tricky grab because if they don't do anything, you get a free launch from back turn 4. They can tap down or forward to get out of that, but if they don't know, it's amazing reward. She does have one true grab mix up from back turn with her forward 1+3 or 2+4. These are true 1 and 2 breaks, but they have the exact same animation. The downside is that the little hop she does adds a lot of animation time, so it can be ducked on reaction. The AOP side roll grabs are similar, although in that case, if your opponent is very observant, the break corresponds to the direction she rolls in. Although they are still tricky, since she rolls so far, you can potentially get a side throw, which may change the break. Still not a true mix-up, but useful if they're not paying attention to that. This brings us to the end of part 1. You should now know all the basic tools that you need to get started with some Ling neutral and play some matches. In part 2, we'll talk more about other aspects of our game plan to help put it all together. Expect that here in a couple of days. And with that, thanks for checking out this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications here on YouTube so that you get alerted when a new video drops. Twitch and Twitter links are also down below. Lastly, huge thank you to our patrons. The more support we have, the more resources we can devote to channel content. So again, I can't thank everyone enough for considering supporting the Patreon. Stay safe, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.